And tonight we had another example of why Raw shouldn't be 3 hours long. Welcome to the Daily Neitz, a daily look at classic films, modern cinema, and the world of professional wrestling. And Monday Night Raw just happened, the July 4th Murrca edition, and poof, it was rough. Opened with that really dumb food fight segment. Granted, it had some interesting moments, like Cruz and Cesaro in the background just having an arm wrestling match the whole time and not flinching when they're getting covered in food. I thought that was great. Too bad it didn't get too much focus. All the focus is on The Miz being covered in gross stuff and Jericho eating a Band-Aid. Whatever. Kinda dumb. Expected, but dumb. And then we had, of course, the Team USA versus the World 16-man elimination match, which, the World had worse odds of winning than Leicester City had of winning the Premier League this year. You know, if that's the main event on the 4th of July, Team USA is winning, and it's going to be dumb and kind of boring. And fireworks are going off. It is the 4th of July. And there are spots like Kevin Owens got disqualified for hitting his own teammate with a chair, and then Kane got disqualified for hitting a disqualified man with the same chair. Didn't make much sense, but whatever. Like Kalisto got rid of Mark Henry, I think, with a crossbody and nothing else. I mean, Mark Henry's old, but he's still billed as like this really big, strong, tough guy. He broke the Elimination Chamber last year, lest we forget. So like, there's weird booking choices and super predictable ending. And a lot of like matches that didn't make sense. Like, why are the Vaudevillains losing to Golden Truth? That doesn't make sense. They were in the title picture 2 months ago. Why are they losing to a team that can only win when they forcibly sunburn their opponents? Like, doesn't make sense. And like, there are like some matches that were okay, like Becky Lynch and Summer Rae was fine, and the US title match was fine. I'm glad Rusev won it. They didn't give it to Titus O'Neil, even though he dressed as America. But I have a lot of complaints about tonight, but there still was some good. Enzo and Cass were in like every segment, and they were great in every segment. I love Enzo rattling off the names of the presidents. Them showing up to help out John Cena, which I'll get into, was awesome. Even their Sonic ad was really quite good. Ask Cody. I was freaking out a little bit when he was about to say "cup potatoes," because I saw it coming just before he said it, and I got really excited. Because it's such an easy pun to make, but I love it. So they were great. And throwing them in with Cena versus the Club is an awesome choice. They need something to do that's not beating local talent or... who did they beat tonight? Social Outcasts dressed as Jefferson. Yeah. Like, they need a real feud, and this puts them right in against Gallows and Anderson for a couple months, which is great, because they're both, like... They're like... mid to high card, so they should be feuding. And it also postpones Cena versus Styles 2 for another month. We're not going to get that match at Battleground. Save it for SummerSlam, because that's a good match to sell for SummerSlam. So I like that, and I like the promo work that Cena does is always great. The bit with Styles and the Club talking about what they're going to do on holidays. I'm going to wrap presents with my hot Asian wife and then beat up John Cena. I'm going to dress up as a bushwhacker, lick your face, and beat up John Cena. Like, that was a great segment. Really enjoyed it. Other good promo work, Seth Rollins. Scathing promo on Roman Reigns. And his little meet-up with Dean Ambrose after their matches was great. It was an awesome segment. And then, of course, The New Day and the Wyatts. You get 3 amazing talkers with the New Day, amazing comedian talkers with the New Day, and then you got Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan showed up tonight as well. His bit was great, and Braun was fine too. So you got these 6 great characters mixing it up a little bit. Woods walking out of the ring from the New Day. They've been champions for almost a year. It's like 10, 11 months now, and this is the first sign of any sort of, like, they've been hinting at it for a couple weeks, but it's the first time anybody did something, and he walked out on his friends. He left Francesca, too, in the middle of the ring. God rest her soul, Francesca won. It was a great segment, and it was, like, great. I know, I already showed the camera. She's pointing at my shirt. was a great segment and great work from Woods, especially being serious. And it's a side of him you don't see. So it was really special, really great moment. But yeah, like, what's weird is all those 3 great moments were in the first 2 hours, and then the back half of the show was just that dumb match, that big multi-man tag match, and it was just boring. And Raw doesn't need to be 3 hours. You can cut that stuff, and you can hold a 2-hour show on those 3 feuds and some like minor matches. You don't need 3 hours anymore. It's not gonna happen because USA like wants Raw to be 3 hours, especially when they're pushing live SmackDown. They don't want to cut back on Raw at all, but I think they should make them both 2 hours, make them as equal as possible. Because just being an hour longer, Raw is going to be like the top show and SmackDown will be the B show, even when it's live now. And it means a little bit more because it's live and it's got a unique roster. It's still going to be the B show unless you cut Raw 2 hours. And please, nobody hear this and think we should add an hour to SmackDown. We do not need another hour on SmackDown. There's too much already. Cut an hour from Raw. Make them 2 hours each. And then if you want to still have a third hour of WWE programming, maybe put last week's NXT on after Raw. That way you can still make your commercial money, WWE fans will still watch, and then the more casual fans that are already tuned in might, start watching NXT if they don't have the network. I think that would be an interesting idea. Or something similar to NXT, put like maybe a recap show or something after that, but you don't need 3 hours of live Raw anymore, especially when you cut that roster in half, because they barely stretched it out tonight as it is. When Jack Swagger's in the ring and Zack Ryder's in the ring, you're stretching out your roster. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Raw. I'm excited for Cena, Enzo Cass versus the Club at Battleground. Of course, I'm excited for the Triple Threat. I'm excited for Becky and Natty, my two ladies getting it on in the ring. That sounded dirty. You know what I mean. So some good matches incoming. I'm excited about. It's still a couple weeks out though. I'm still got the draft beforehand, which I will be covering the day after for this channel. But until then, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can leave a comment section below. You can also follow me on Twitter at Daily Neitz. And until tomorrow, bye.